Autistic folks have long been in the shadows of workplace diversity and inclusion. While it's true that this is partially because we're in the minority in society, research shows that autistic people are the least employed among other disabled groups. But there's another reason we struggle with inclusion in the workplace. The burden to fit in is entirely on the shoulders of autistic people. In order to fit in, we have to pretend to be non-autistic. It's like asking apples to be oranges, which doesn't make any sense, right? But that's exactly the case with autistic candidates and employees. This means that in order for me to get a job with your company, I have to make myself be a fundamentally different person. But this is the autistic reality when it comes to inclusion in nearly every workplace that we encounter. The pressure on autistic people to mask ourselves or to present ourselves as people who think, talk, look, and act like non-autistic people, that pressure is one of the biggest complaints that we in the autistic community have. Masking destroys our mental health. It leads to burnouts, and it results in us being chronically underemployed. And the thing is, amazing, loving, kind non-autistic people will still demand that we mask around them. That's because these demands are born out of social and systemic biases that people just aren't aware of. But these biases still normalize and enable widespread discrimination against us. Going back to our previous analogy, it's important for oranges to learn about apples directly from apples. So, except instead of apples, we've brought you people. Real autistic people who have given their time and energy to educate and improve working relationships between autistic and non-autistic folks. My name is Vanessa Blanchard. I am an autistic person with ADHD, and I have worked with Spectrums to create a course for companies and career counselors to help them see these biases and how they create nearly insurmountable obstacles to employment for autistic people. The course is called How to Hire and Keep Autistic Employees. In this course, we'll talk about what barriers we face and why we face them. You'll learn to see autism as a neurotype rather than a disease, and I'll introduce you to some of our culture and language. To help with this, Spectrums ran a survey and collected input from autistic people from all around the world. This course was built with those voices to tell you directly from autistic people what we need and why we need it. I want to demystify accommodations for you and give you concrete, actionable steps that you can take to reshape your culture and practices to be more inclusive. By the end of the course, you should have a better understanding of accommodations and how they'll incorporate into your company. You'll know where to turn to find more answers as you develop your plans, and if I do my job right, autistic people will have a better shot at authentic living, financial stability, and community building. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey.